Thank you so much for this question because it's an important question and I'm more than happy to answer it for you. I feel like this is the type of content that's either going to be taken down or get me banned or deleted. It's happened before, but I don't care because the truth is more important. So if you're watching this, screenshot, download, do whatever you got to do to save the information because I highly doubt it's going to stay here. Anyway, there's this really good book on this topic. It's called The Israeli Lobby and U.S. Foreign Policy. I highly recommend that you read this book. If you don't have time to read it, read a summary of it or just do some general research on the Israel lobby. This book was very controversial when it first came out because a lot of Zionists were mad at it because, of course, it exposed a lot of things that they don't want the world to know about. The Israel lobby, also known as the Zionist lobby, is exactly what it sounds like. It's a group of lobbyists who are made up of also different groups and organizations and even corporations who are pro-Israel, and their sole purpose is to influence the American government to be pro-Israel. So just like you have lobbyists like the NRA and Big Pharma who are always trying to influence your politicians to pass policies that benefits them, same thing these guys are doing. This group is arguably the most powerful lobby in the world. If they endorse your campaign, you are winning the presidential elections. Like, almost every time. They have a 98% success rate. They look for candidates that are pro-Israel, and if there isn't one, they find a way to make you pro-Israel. They fund your campaign, you win the elections, you pass the policies that they like. Simple. AIPAC is a member of this lobby, and that stands for American Israel Public Affairs Committee. And you also have Christians United for Israel, which has like 7 million members. So it's not just Jewish organizations. You have a lot of Christians who are actually extremely Zionist. And these organizations have a vast pool of donors. And we're talking anywhere between nonprofit organizations and billion-dollar corporations. So you have all these pro-Israel groups or Zionist-owned groups who are donating to this lobby, who in turn donate to presidential campaigns. And I don't know how they do it, but they somehow convince all these politicians that they put in office that everything that's good for Israel is also good for America. And if you don't agree with that, you are anti-Semitic. They do not tolerate any criticism of Israel whatsoever. The support for Israel has to be unconditional. Whatever you say against Israel will be used against you. You'll be labeled as an anti-Semite, and you will lose whatever power that they have given you. It's probably the reason why you have people like AOC, who was once very publicly vocal about Palestine, but once it was time to vote for funding Israel, she backpedaled and voted yes anyway. They go against any politician who doesn't support Israel, and they somehow find ways to sabotage their careers. It is so bad that if you even try to talk about where they get all their funds from, or if you even make a mention of how a lot of major news outlets are owned by Zionists, they will demonize you and call you anti-Semitic. There is so much to touch on over here, from the wars that they have helped influence to the narrative that they have controlled about Palestinians to make Israel always look like the victim, that, you know, it's just too much to fit in this one video. So I highly recommend that you just read the book or do a lot of research on this. But I want to close in saying this. It's really ironic that so many people assume Israel is like the puppet or the baby of America, when really it's America's daddy.